Hi there, I'm Christine, the Gemini Stitcher, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Happy New Year, everybody. It's the 1st of January and I'm doing my first vlog of the year. Hitting the ground running, guys. If you followed me at Vlogmas, thank you so much. My goodness, that was a marathon month of vlogging in December. Had a little break, so I bobbed on betwixtmas and I did a vlog of me tidying my cubbies and running through what I still needed to make with my winter fabrics before end of March. So I will bob the link for that in the description in case you missed it and you want to give it a watch. It'd be easy to find by just looking in the details. And today it's the first of my Monday makes and plans. Wow. So shall we get started? The first thing I want to do is share my Christmas gifts with you because I was overwhelmed with what I got. If you've watched my other vlogs, I did one in, I think it was November, about gadgets, sewing gadgets. That would be great for gifts. And when anybody asks me what I wanted for Christmas, I just sent them the link for that vlog. Said, give this a watch. Anything on there is on my radar. So 99% of my gifts this year were sewing related. I've got a new pair of slippers. That face. Absolutely super snuggly. Perfect for me for winter. But apart from that, they were sewing related. So, shall I share them with you? Come on then. The first thing, they're all over here, so I'm just going to keep bobbing out of view. But the first thing I got was, just open it up, one of the Quilted Bear, I couldn't remember the name of the brand then, it's the Quilted Bear portable iron. And I wanted this mainly for taking to my sewing socials, but I've actually realised it's handy to use in my sewing room. I don't have room, it's like my dressing cum sewing room, there isn't room for a big ironing board to go up. So I've got myself a quilting mat, pressing mat. And when I'm not doing huge seams, I can just use this and then I don't have to bob out into another room and back in. Gets my steps in, I know that, I'm moving more, but that's my one bugbear. I would love to be able to have space to iron in the room as well. I could do, but I would just feel too claustrophobic. Need a bigger room, Nick. The hubster will just totally ignore me. Right. So, Quilted Bear, travel iron, or sewing iron. Great. The next thing was on my radar. I've not even opened this, so I think we might open it together. And they are the electric scissors. They come in this huge pouch. Let's have a look. And get the darn things open. Now, I am going to do a little review on these when I've tested them. So keep your eyes peeled for that if you're interested in electric scissors. Right, so that's what we get in the box. So this is the baby that cuts and charges. We've got a charging unit there. You get 2 batteries with it. Obviously, you plug. So they are wireless. And then they're the blades. And then in here, because you get 3 different blades, there's 2 other blades in there and the instructions. So yeah, made up with those. The reason I put those on my list was I've started suffering with arthritis in that joint. Well, I've got, you can see little lumps at the ends of my fingers. They don't bother me, but that there, it's quite sore this morning actually, so I know what I've done. If I use it too much, I'm in agony. So I'm hoping that the electric scissors will help with that, but I will let you know how I get on. And as I said, if I remember, or if you want one, I'll do a little review of it some point over the month. The next thing, I got them off Ava. They were from Sharon. The electric scissors were from Sharon. Thanks, honey. The travel iron was from my son. Thanks, Ben. And he also got me this. Welcome to my woman cave, also known as the sewing room. 100% ladies. Love it. Need to figure out somewhere to put this. Don't really want to put it on the outside of the door, so I need to put it somewhere in here. So suggestions. Maybe I'll put it on my cubbies, but then it will get in the way of me getting my fabrics in and out. But I love it. Really love that. It's so funny. Now this next thing, you might think, she not got that, but no, I didn't have it. And it's these. A sleeve press and a tailor's ham. I've been just using a rolled up towel, which is fine, but these, because they're quite solid, are going to be so much better when I'm pressing awkward bits and the seams up the sleeves. Stick that up the middle and it'll hopefully make my life easier. If you use these, let me know what you use them for and whether you think they're a good idea. I think they're an essential really, but I've just muddled along without them up to now. I did have the idea that I was going to make my own because you can make your own. But as per, I just never got round to it. So I added them on my list and I've got them down. Yeah, so feedback, let me know other ways that you use them apart from the only things I can think is when you're doing darts with the tailor's ham and when you're doing sleeves and sleeve heads with the roll and ham. But there might be other things that you use them for that I've not thought of. So let me know, girls. And last, that was just the sign falling on the floor. And I'm not editing it because I haven't got time. So the last thing I got was the Simplicity Bias Binding Maker. Now the one that the hubster got me also does piping. And this here is where it's doing the piping with the piping cord and taking it through. So yeah, I'm not going to open this because I'll end up losing bits. But again, I'm going to have a play around with that and give you a review. Can't wait to make loads of bias binding, and then I've got it all there ready. That's in my head. I'm going to spend maybe a couple of days getting used to it, getting loads of bias binding made up because I've got loads of fabrics that I can use for bias bindings. And then they're all done and I'm not baking them to make a project. Can't wait. So that was it. Just thought I'd share. Now, makes. Obviously, I haven't made very much, but I have nearly finished this. Let's see if I can stamp and stamp. I don't want to knock Rita over. There we go. It's the Pogonip top. Now I've still not put buttons or press studs down the front. I haven't put the pockets in, which is annoying me a little bit. But this was a toile to check for the sizing. I made up a size small and it's a really good fit. Perfect for me. I kept the length of the pattern because it says it's cropped and I didn't want it to be. Normally I would shorten so it comes hip length on me, which is where I want it to be. Really loved the make. I've gone on the wonk with the checks, for want of a better word, and then on the front panels, and then everywhere else has been done as is. I shortened the sleeves because I always have to. Took 2 inches off, and I'm happy with that length. They're perfect. So yeah, just need to find some buttons or press studs. Which would you use? Press studs? That's what I'm veering towards. Or buttons. If it's buttons, they're either going to have to be black or white, because there's no way I'm going to get any that match that colour of pink. I've learned over the years, and if they're not an exact match and they're meant to be, they will just annoy the hell out of me. So yeah, maybe some sparkly white ones would look nice. If you know of any out there, send me the links. Help me out. I haven't got any that go with this top, and that's the only reason they've not been put on. So as I said, this was a toile. And I've got 2 fabrics that are on the radar to make the real thing. So I'll just grab them and let me know which one you'd use. Hang on a sec. The first one I've shown you before. I think I've shown you them both before actually. And it's this. It's a Sherpa fleece from Fabric Godmother. I'll pop the link to it below if they've still got any left. Absolutely beautiful and snuggly. So I thought about making it in this, putting the pockets in, but they're a welt pocket. So the outside of the welt, I was going to use some black denim, and then I was going to do black denim up the centre placket as well, so that I'm not struggling to get press studs or buttons through this thick Sherpa. So that was idea number 1. And if I don't make the pogo nip in it, it's going to be the Danny jacket. So these are going to be one or the other of those. So would you make the pogo nip or the Danny in this? And then the other one is this beautiful bright fabric. Now I got this as part of a kit from Guthrie and Garney, and it was meant to be the Style Art boyfriend cardigan, but I sort of fell out of love with it as that and thought it would be better as either a pogo nip, because I could play around with the zigzags and maybe have some going that way and some going that way, or the Danny jacket. So whichever one the fleece is going to be, this is going to be the other. So let me know which way round you would do them. And they're on my radar for this month, for sure. I have been doing some micro stitch, so I'll just grab that and then I can show you where I'm up to with that. Does it look like I've done anything? I've started on this bit here. I think I've done all of this before, but that's where I'm up to with it. So yeah, enjoying that. Slow progress, but slow and steady. I don't want to make any mistakes. I've already had to undo some of the cross stitch ones when I got misaligned it, so I've done that and carried on with it over Christmas. The other thing I've started on again is my Naya coat in this gorgeous fuchsia pink boiled wool. So I've got one part of the collar sewn in, if you can see from there. I'm not going to say any more than that about it because I am doing a bit of a sewing review as I go along, so obviously it's taking longer than it would normally to just sew up because I'm stopping and starting more. But yeah, that is where I'm up to with it. I'm moving on to this week's makes. That is number 1 make this week. So fingers crossed we'll have the review vlog out next week, all being well. So that's getting made. And if I get that finished, then I've got 2 other things I would quite like to get done this week. The second one is a pair of the winter in London trousers. So this is the fabric that I want to make it in. It's like a burnt orange and it's a tencel twill. So it's really nice and floaty because the winter in London are a wide leg trouser. I have made them before in a black jacquard and I want to make some in this fabric. That is quite an easy make. The only hard thing on it is the invisible zip at the back. But apart from that, I have made them before. I've got the sizing right, so that's going to be, fingers crossed, a fairly quick make. And then the last thing that I want to make, I mentioned that the zigzag stripy fabric came as a kit from Guthrie and Garnet with the Style Arc boyfriend cardigan. I'm going to make it in this. It's already cut out and ready to go. And I'm told it's a fairly easy make, and this is the fabric. Love it, it's got hearts on. Absolutely in love with this. And it quite goes well with the polo neck I've got under here, even though that doesn't go with the pink. I've just put the pink on to show you that I'd actually made something over Christmas. Yeah, so that's going to be the Style Art boyfriend cardigan. And they're my 3 makes. Fingers crossed that I want to get done this week. So there we go. First Monday make some plans. All done. All raring to go. How are you doing? Have you started making your sewing plans yet? If not, I hope I've given you a little bit of inspiration today. On Thursday, I'm going to be doing a review of my makes from 2023. So if that's something you're interested in, it might give you a little bit of inspiration. I love watching those. I watched Becky from What Beck Sews this morning do one and it was really good. Gave me some ideas. It gives you ideas for patterns that aren't on your radar. I think that's the main thing that I get from it. So if you want some inspo for next year, it's this year, isn't it? For this year, from patterns I made last year, then keep your eye out for that on Thursday. If you're not subscribed, the best way to not miss it is to subscribe to my channel and tick the bell as well so that you'll get notifications. If you are subscribed and you followed me last year, thank you so much for all your support. And I hope that you continue to follow me in my sewing journey in 2024. So what have I got planned for 24? People have been doing reviews of the year. I'm going to review my makes of 2023 on Thursday. I'm not really one for huge New Year's resolutions because you just don't stick to them, do you? But I've thought about 3 things, just 3, that I'd like to achieve in my sewing in 2024. The first one that I've had quite a few issues with last year is the fit and the fit of some of the patterns that I've used. You'll remember I had a right mare with the peony dress, but managed to pull it back and sort it. So I want to be able to get the fit right on my garments, even when they're a new pattern. Big ask, I know, but with that in mind, I've signed up for the Little Miss So-and-so. I'm trying to think what the course is called. Design and fit or pattern drafting, it's along those lines anyway. It's a 6-month course and it starts in February. I will bob you the link for it in the description if you're interested in doing that. So I'm going to do that to hopefully help me with my fit issues and do more. So that follows on to number 2, do more pattern hacking. I'm hoping that's going to give me the confidence to do that. Not just like, oh, I'll change the sleeves or whatever, just be a bit more creative. That's what I need to be. And number 3, they're all linked. Number 3 is to use the patterns that I've got in my stash more and stop buying the latest pattern. So it all links in, hopefully, to being on this course, because it's going to help me, fingers crossed, to learn how to draft my own patterns and get a pattern block. Sounds like a plan. So if you want to see how I get on with all that in 2024, keep watching, subscribe, like, and please give me comments on the Danny or Pogonip, which fabrics you would use for each, and if you know anywhere that I can get some. I think I do want big chunky buttons on it, but I'm not sure what sort. So if you know anywhere that's unusual that I can find them, then let me know. Right, I've waffled on long enough for my first vlog 2024, so I'm going to go now and carry on with the Naya coat. So if you're sewing today, have a lovely sewing day. If you're spending time with family, enjoy, and I will see you on Thursday for my review of 2023. Take care.